Hey guys, good evening. Yeah. So last class we have started the difference between Linux and Windows, isn't it? So that one will complete and then we'll proceed. So let me share my screen. So last class we saw that the Linux is a open source and Windows is not the open source. While Linux is free of cost and while Windows is costly. And here Linux, it's case sensitive, like a sample, small case if you're creating, and the other one sample, capital you're creating. The other one you're creating everything in caps, okay, or title case you're creating like that. First letter is capital, the other letters are small case, like that. Means all the three are different files. Whereas here it is not case sensitive. So we can create, if it is caps we have created, if in small case the same file if I create, it won't allow. It will say that already that file exists. So that's why it is Linux is case sensitive, whereas this is case insensitive. And here monolithic kernel is used. So kernel means we saw, right? So it talks with the hardware. Similarly, here microkernel is used. So what is the difference between these two, like monolithic and microkernel? We'll see here. Same. Here, microkernel means it runs between the user and kernel services in different address spaces. So our user services will be different address space and kernel services might be in different address spaces. So what do you mean by that? See, like for example, let me open the Paint. See, some address spaces are like this. Okay.
Sorry,
and
can you explain again? My sound system was there is a problem in sound systems. Like
okay, no issues. See, we are seeing the difference between Linux and Windows, and we have already seen the differences here. The 5 points last class we saw. Okay, so like Linux is an open source operating system, whereas Windows is not, isn't it? Windows, it is a proprietary software. Means one owner is there for the Windows, whereas Linux is free of cost, so you can download freely. Whereas here Windows, it is costly. We have to pay and we have to get it. Whereas here the file names are case sensitive. That is what, like I said, no, like sample if I'm creating, or demo I'm creating some file name, means in caps if I create a demo, or small case if I create, then it will be created as two different files. See, in Linux I'm creating like this. For example, demo I'm creating. Okay, so this is different, then this is different, like this. Whereas Windows, if I create a demo, that's it. I cannot create small case because it is case insensitive. Okay, so here it is case sensitive, so it will allow in various different types of, it will consider this as a separate file and this one as a separate file and the full caps as a separate file, right? So that is also one difference we have between the Linux and why, because while we are working, we should know this different case structure you can give in case of the file names. Okay. Right. So now the fourth difference is it's monolithic kernel is used in Linux operating system. Monolithic kernel is used, while in Windows we are using microkernel. So that is the difference we are going to see now. What is the difference between monolithic and microkernel? So when you see here, the microkernel means it runs user and kernel services in different address spaces. See, for example, the address spaces are like this, like in hexadecimal format or in octal format, it will be like, see, for example, 08EF34, like this it might start with. Like it might go 90FR, like this,
here Address space refers to RAM, right? RAM memory.
Yes. So memory address space in different addresses, in different registers, it will store.
Okay.
Your user, whatever you are giving, no user queries or user data, it will be stored in different addresses here. Whereas in Linux, what will happen? It will the user and the user data as well as the kernel data, both it will be stored in the same address space. Okay, same address space means what? See, for example, 083F4 means here itself user service will be created as well as the kernel data. Everything will be as a unified format we used to keep in case of Linux. Okay, whereas in Windows, what will happen is for the user data, it will be kept separately. And here the kernel data will be kept separately in different places. So like places you can imagine, like address spaces means different places. Okay. So user data will be placed in different address space, and the kernel data will be placed in different address space where in Windows OS. Whereas in Linux, both will be stored next nearby. Okay. If user data is here, kernel data will be next one is user data, next one is kernel data. Like that, it won't separate the user and kernel data. Can you follow, Jonas and Ritesh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is what they say here. Means microkernel means both the user and kernel services or can be in different address spaces, whereas the monolithic kernel means it runs both the kernel and user services in the same address space. Okay, so that is what is one more difference when you talk about the kernel. And Linux is more efficient in comparison of Windows, and Windows are less efficient. How do we say that? See, like it provides more security in case of Linux. It provides more security here. Here, at this point, you can see than Windows. Whereas here, Windows, it provides less security. So hacking the Windows is very easier rather than the Linux. And here we are using forward slash. That is what I showed, no, the directories. See here, when we go inside. So for example, so like this. See here, like this, you can use in case of the difference between how we are using it. Means like backslash we are using in case of Windows, and in case of here in Linux operating system, I'll go as root user. I guess you would have already logged in as a root user, right?
No, ma'am, I logged in Julius.
Okay, you please log in now. So hereafter, it's better if you start while starting the class itself. If you have started, it will be better. So you see, for example, I'm going here. See here, we are using forward slash. Okay, to separate the directories, we are using forward slash here. Whereas in Windows, you can see here backward slash we have used. So that is what is the difference they say here. Okay. And here, as we said, like more security we have in case of Linux, and it is used in hacking purpose based systems. So Linux is used in hacking purpose based system, while Windows does not provide much efficiency in hacking. Okay, so because as we know, the Linux has more security, so we can use it even for hacking purpose. It won't get affected. Whereas here, Windows, since it has less security, we cannot go with hacking. Okay. Then here, root user is the super user. This we know already, right? Because as a root user only, we did the installation it asked no root user password during the installation. It asked, right? Only for the root user it asked. So root user has that password, and it has all the administrative privileges. Administrative privileges means what? Like we can see here, no, the users are here. When I logged in, you could have seen one user called Ronnie, another user was Oracle, like that. So many users can be created. What are the privileges, or what is the super users privileges, or what are the responsibilities or roles of root user means? Like we can create the users, remove users, or edit users. Okay, so apart from this, the whole installation can be done. Installation of the software, or not only the installation we did, right? So that one. Apart from this, we can upgrade also. So for example, we have Oracle Enterprise Linux 6.3 was there, means I want to upgrade it to 7.3 or 8.1, like that. I want to upgrade the versions, various versions, means that also being done by the root user only. Okay, so these are the roles of the root user normally. All the administrative activities, I can say, all the administrative activities can be handled by. Someone is unmuted. Can you please put in mute? All the administrative activities are done by the root user only. Okay. Normally, as a root user, we are not supposed to go in real-time environment. What will happen is we will be given some username. Okay, the administrator, he'll be using as a root user. He will have the privilege or everything, and they will give us only this username and password. They will give. That's it. So as that user, we have to log in and say, for example, if they ask us to create the directory or to change the directory, and inside some directory, I want to go and create some files, like that. So it depends on our activities. We are supposed to go as a normal user, but root user is done only by the administrator. So for the administrative activities. Okay. So here administrative user has all the administrative privilege of the computers we have here. And here Linux file naming convention is cancelled. That's what we saw, like a small sample, capital sample, or two different files. Whereas here we cannot have two files with the same name in the same folder. Inside the same folder, I cannot have same name. Even though the cases are different also, it won't accept because it is case sensitive. And here we have three types of user accounts. In case of Linux, we have three types of user accounts. That is, one is super user, normal user, and system user. So these are the three types. So super user means we know root user is the super user, and normal user and system user will see. See, super user, this account is also known as the root account, right? It has all the permissions, everything A to Z, all the permissions it has, like creating, editing, or dropping, everything can be run by the root user only. So the root can run all the commands, okay, without any restriction. No restriction is there for the root user. The keyword sudo is often used to run a command as the root user. Okay, so as a sudo user, we can run the command. And when you talk about normal user, the general user of the system or assigned this account. So normal users, normally whatever the permissions has to be given by the root user, everything is given to this normal user. So this account has restricted access. Okay, so we cannot give all the commands. Like for example, one file is created. Okay, that file is sensitive file. So this normal user can be given only to execute that file. Okay, execution permission. So normally we'll have different types of permissions like this, like read, write, execute. So these are the types of the permissions we have. Okay, So either you can read the file, means I cannot write into it, I cannot edit anything, just I can read the file, or I can write also, I can edit also, that permission is there. And execute, just I can run that file. Okay, even I cannot read it or I cannot write it, only execution permission is there. Okay, I will run that file. Can you follow, Junas and Ritesh? What do you mean by permission? Okay, very good. So these are the normal permissions we'll have. Okay, so that is what here you can see. Normal user means the general users of the system are assigned this account. Okay, so this account has restricted access to the commands and files of the system. So this user cannot access all the files or all the commands. They won't be having the permission. See, for example, I'll show you some command, some directories I'll show you. See, as a root user, I have logged in. Okay, so I have some directories which are exclusively accessed by me. Only root user can access. See, for example, cd/etc. Okay, if you list it, so you can see root user is the owner. So he only has created it, and these files can be accessed only by the root user. Okay, see everything as a root like this, you can see. Under /etc, you can see. It means all the configuration files are present here. Okay, so now you go and check here, guys. You just go as a root user and type cd/etc. You type. If you have any issues, let me know.
Black screen, so
Your screen is?
black. So
Enter inside and click on it.
Okay, madam is showing. Okay.
Or else you can share your screen.
Ritesh, are you able to see, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ritesh can see.
Okay. So Jonas, let me know if you have any issues. I think some 4 GB we have given for your machine. RAM.
So guys, before joining the class, make sure you already log in. Okay, your Linux, this terminal should be running. So before joining the class, make sure you're already logged into your account, your Linux account.
Yeah, guys, that would be better.
It will save time.
Yeah.
then watch disable participants can be set.
Okay. I'll make you the host. You can share your screen and let me know. Yeah, you can share your screen. Yeah, it is open, no? Just list it, LL you type. Present your cursor. Just click on the cursor inside the window. That's enough. That black color cursor key. Yeah, LL you type. No, just type you LL. Enter. That's it. Okay. Inside this window, this black color cursor will come. Okay. And this white color cursor will be from outside. It will go to the windows and it will come again here. For that white cursor is used. And this black means inside the Linux only. Okay. So if you click inside the window, this black cursor will be enabled. Just click inside the window. You can start typing. Okay, no issues. Okay, so let me go post. Okay, so now you can see my screen. So this is like other user won't be having the permission to read these files or to execute anything like that. Only the root user might be having. Okay, so that we'll see what do we mean by that. Okay, so that is what the normal user, Oracle user and all, no? Oracle user or Rani user, normal user, Junas and Ritesh, we created normal user, right? So they don't have the access to all the files. So they don't have the access, and some commands like installation and all, the normal user cannot run. Okay, and the third one is system user. Like, say, for example, this type of account is created only for a specific purpose or software. Okay, and for example, a mail account. So a mail account has to be created, means the system user will do that. So it depends which type of activity has to be done by which type of user. It depends. So next one is Windows user accounts. Just will know. Okay, so Windows user accounts, like we have standard user accounts and guest accounts. Okay, so standard user accounts means for everyday computing we are using standard user accounts. For day-to-day activities we are logging in as standard user accounts. And administrator accounts like root user we have in Linux now. So here administrator accounts provide the most control over the computer. Okay, like root user itself we can say. So next one is guest accounts. They are intended primarily for people who need temporary use of the computer. So maybe, say for example, 1 week that particular user is going to use the system, means we can allow them as guest accounts. So next, a child account also are being enabled nowadays. So like for the family edition, it has been used, home edition and all we have. No? So we'll be able to set up appropriate website and app and game filters for their age and set screen time limits and review the recent activity. All this, like monitoring the children, we can use this child account. Okay, so these are all the differences between the Windows and Linux. So better if you are being asked what is the difference between Linux and Windows, means just 5 points you can keep it from here ready. Okay, so it depends how which points you want, you can study this. Is that okay, guys? Are you able to follow this differences between Linux and Windows?
And this type of questions are asked in interview frequently.
Yes. So you might be getting such question. Okay. So you can prepare for it, guys. Okay. Some 5 points you just prepare so that you should be able to explain it. Okay. So is that okay, Ritesh and Jonas?
Yes.
Can you explain again 4th point?
Fourth point, this monolithic kernel. Which point? Okay. So this kernel means we know, right? Like the kernel will just interact with the hardware, isn't it? So here 2 types of kernels we are using in Linux and Windows. Here in case of monolithic kernel means your user data and your kernel data will be present in the same place. Okay, if it is monolithic kernel, both your user data and your kernel data will be present in the same place, you can say. See, for example, Pune means one area will be there inside Pune, or Delhi, one place, some places there means the same place, both user and kernel data will be present. Okay, in case of Linux, both kernel and user data is present in the same place. That place we call it as address space. Whereas-
User data, what we have given, that is user data.
Yes,
Kernel is converted it into binary and pass information to the hardware.
yes, correct.
And how they will be in same place?
See, kernel means it is used for its own purpose, interacting with the hardware, right? See, whatever we are typing, the computer cannot understand directly, right? So whatever, see, for example, cd/etc I'm typing. So it will be cd/etc is the user. I'm giving that command, right? So that is present in one place. And it will be converted as kernel's service and it will be sent to the hardware. So that kernel service, it has been converted, no? That is also present inside the same place. Okay, it has been converted as binary format, right? And our commands, our services are in the form of whatever human readable format you can say. So mkdir or list I'm giving, ll I'm giving, means that is my user service. Yes or no? See, if I type ll or pwd or cd I'm typing. Okay, so for this some services will be created. These we call it as user service. Okay, whereas the kernel, it will convert it into some binary format or octal format it will convert. Okay, so means kernel has its own place. So kernel will convert this LL in different format, some format like 8, E5 or D, like this it might convert. In an octal format, kernel will convert. So this is different and this is different, isn't it? LL is different and this is different, no? So these will be present and these data will be present nearby in case of Linux. Whereas in Windows, whatever we are clicking, we are clicking means it has been converted as commands and then sent to the kernel, right? So those commands and the kernel's services are present in separate places in case of Windows. That is why we call it as microkernel here. Okay. So whatever the commands we are typing and the kernel which is interacting with the hardware, so that will be placed in different places in case of Windows. Whereas here in case of monolithic kernel, the Linux will do in the same place it will store. That's it. Okay.
One
So-
place means RAM.
Sorry. Yeah, places the RAM inside this address space. We call that as the technical term is address space.
Okay.
See, in terms of register only, it will be stored. You would have heard, no, microprocessor. You could have heard, right? CPU, microprocessor, we would have heard, right? So that microprocessor, in turn, it will contain registers. So those registers only, we call these as address space. Okay. So in some octal format and hexadecimal format, these address spaces are being stored. As I said in here, I gave some example. See, for example, here, this is the address space it might follow like this. So in case of Windows, both your user data and your kernel services, both are present here in one place itself. Okay, that is, in Linux, both the services are present in the same place. Whereas here, what happens, it is the user service is present in somewhere else and the kernel service is present in somewhere else, some different places, you can say. See, for example, C is the name of the house and Z is the name of the house, means in Windows, they are present in different places, C and Z. Okay. Whereas here in Linux, both are present in C house itself. Both your user service as well as the kernel service, both are present in the same house, you can say, house or address space, you can say. Okay. Can you follow, guys?
Yes.
Okay, see, just don't peep a lot into it. Just you know that the microkernel means it is run in the Windows with a different address space. Okay, so later on you will be understanding what these are. Okay, now it's somewhat overhead to you. So just now you know that microkernel means it is just running in different places. Similarly, monolithic kernel means it runs in the same place or address space. That's it. Okay. So can you tell some 5 points? Okay. You just prepare and like every session, we will have some last 15 minutes. We'll prepare for the interview questions, guys. Is that okay for you? Because
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, while we complete this Linux course, no, it will be easier daily when we talk about interview, how to face the interview, what are all the questions you will get. Like that, when you prepare, no, it will be very easier. So you won't feel somewhat hesitation. You won't feel hesitated. Okay. So it will be easier for you. Okay. So fine, guys, I have shared you this document. You can study it. Okay. Fine. So now let's study about this this Linux interview questions later on. We'll see. So this PPT, we have all the commands. Let's see. So all these we have completed. Here, we'll proceed from here. See, when you want to list the directory contents, when you give LL, you can see like this 7 columns you can see. Let's see what they are. Go here. CD means it will go to the home directory. Okay. See, for root user, /root is the home directory. Okay. See, for root user, /root is the home directory. Okay. Home directory means what? Whenever you are login, this directory will be opened. Okay. So /root, when you give pwd, you can see /root is the home directory for this root user. Okay. So now when I list it, just you give list, you can see like this. See the column, first column, this is the first column, the second column, the second one, this one. Then the third column root you can see here. See, this is the first column. This is the second column. This is the third column. And this is the fourth column. Okay. This is the fifth one. And this one is the sixth column. Okay. And this one is the seventh column. You just list and check whether you're able to see all the 7 columns. Let me know. Are you able to see? Are you able to see, guys? All of you? Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is your first column. This is your second one, and we'll see what these are. Okay. So first column represents file type and permission given on the file. So see, below is the description of all types of files, like file type and permission given on the file. So that is what you can see here. See, here you can see that it is a file type. File type means what we saw, no? Ordinary file, directory, then special files. So here if you see hyphen, then it is an ordinary file. Okay. And then the permission, I said no, read, write, execute. So here you can see read, write. Then what do you mean by the other hyphens? You might wonder. See, I'll specify, I'll say what they are. There are 3 types of users available, guys. Okay. 3 types of users available. They are, one is owner. Okay. Another one is group. One is, you will say as owner, or user will say, or user. Okay. Next one is group. Third one is others. Till now, do you have any doubts? Are you able to follow everything?
Ma'am, again, please, ma'am. Screen not stops.
Which one? These 3 types of users you're saying?
Yes, yes. Ma'am.
Yeah, I'll tell. No issues. No, before that, till this, are you able to follow all the points?
Yes, ma'am. It's showing 32 points something.
Which one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 columns. It's
That is date. See, this one, no, this one is date fully. You should not count as separate columns. October 13, 2021 is the date. Okay, so this is the first column and this is the second one. This one you can see, no, this is the second column. This is the third column, root. This is the fourth column. Fourth column is again root. Again, you can see fifth column. This is a whole column. This is a date. Date means when? October 13, 2021 or March 1, 2019. I mean, the time, March 1. This year only, no? So it shows 819. we created no a day before yesterday. So that file a.text. So it shows. So the whole thing, this whole column is a date. Can you follow?
Yes, yes.
So the last column is the name of the file. Okay, either name of the file or the directory. So from this blue color, I said no last class itself, like if it is a blue color, they are directories. Okay, so you can see D here. If it is a directory, you can see D here. And if it is a normal file, you can see hyphen here. So yesterday, last class, we have seen this a.text means a normal file. So you can see a hyphen here. Okay, so these are all the files which are being shown as a normal files. Okay, if you are seeing the first character as D, then it is a directory. Fine. Okay.
Yes.
Now 3 types of users I said no. So 3 types of users are there. One is owner or user. Okay, owner or user will say. Second one is group. Third one is others. Okay, owner or user. Second one is group. Third one is others. So the first one is what? Owner or user. Okay, so I am creating my file. Okay, I am a owner. I am creating one file means I am the owner of that file or the user of that file. Second one is group. See, for example, owner or users. Okay, user names are like this: U1, U2, U3, U4, U5. Like this, users are there. Okay, we are categorizing all these users under one group. For example, some set of users to look after the group. Okay, so maybe network. These are all network people. So if any issue is there in the network, or if any installation new network connection they have to establish, means this group will work. So network group will work. Network is the name of the group of people under which the role is to establish the network or to troubleshoot if any issues are there, like that. Okay. Similarly, see, for example, DBA. DBA is a group of people. Under DBA, some other users, maybe D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. So these D1 to D5 users will be assigned under group DBA. U1 to U5 users will be under network group. Right? See, like we have the departments, no, under various, under the college, under the principal, various departments will be there. So under each department, you will have a set of participants, or the set of students will say, or set of lecturers might be working, or set of associate professors might be working, or a set of professors might be working. So it depends on their category. We used to group them, no? Like level 1 senior people, these are junior people, these are like that. Based on the role, we used to categorize the people, right? So similarly here, you can say that, see, a company is there. Let's imagine, say one company is there. So CEO, under the CEO, you can see project managers. Okay, so many project managers are there. So under each project manager, you can see team leads are there. Okay, tech leads, team leads, like this they might be, isn't it? So here under this team lead, a set of people will be working. Developers, DBAs, network people, storage people, like this. So many people will be working. Can you follow? See, CEO, under the CEO, you can see project manager. CEO is the head of the company. In real time, okay. These are all the project managers. Okay. So under project manager, you can see team lead. Under team lead, you can see developers might be there. DBA might be there. Okay. Network people might be there. storage people might be there. So under project manager, team lead is there. Under the team lead, you can see various developers, various DBAs are there. These are all the groups. Okay, network is there, and under storage we have. So under this network, we can see some users are there. Okay, some users like U1, U2, U3, like that. These are all the users under network. U1, this is U2, and this is U3. These are all the users like Junas, Ritesh, one group. Okay, Prathameshin as a DBA, like that. Okay, so here under under this DBA group, the users are like D1. Okay, the username is D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, like this the users are there. Can you follow? What happened, Junas and Ritesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me know if you have any doubts, okay? Because I'm very much concerned because you're new to this, no? That's why. So these are all the terms we should know. Like as a developer, DBA is there, the network person is there, storage person is there. So you can see these people, these D1, D2, D3, D4, D5 are the users' names, and they are working as DBAs. Okay, and here U1, U2, U3 are the user names. They are working as network people. Okay, so means here this network is a group, DBA is a group, developer is a group, storage is a group, right? So that only we are talking here. See, group means like network, means their role is just to troubleshoot the network issues, installation of any network components. Similarly, DBA role means to look at the database. If any issue is there, they will troubleshoot the issues of the database or installation of database software, like that. Okay, database, everything is being handled by the DBAs. Yeah, tell me.
And all the members like E1, U2, U3, they all are categorized in honors group.
Yeah, that is, all these are the separate users. Okay, they are grouped under this network.
But all are honors.
All are owners, yeah. See, U1 can create separate file, U2 can create separate files. If they are able to create files, then they are the owners. See, yesterday we created no file VA, some a.text I created, right? So I am the owner. If I have that permission to create any object, any file name, then I am the owner. Okay. So that permission some people might not have, means they are not the owners. Okay. Some people will be having because they are under this group. They have to do it. Right. See, DBA group means this D1 to D5, they have to do some role of the DBA work, like creating the users or creating the database or installation of the database software or like security they have to look at, or copying the database from one place to another, or again copying from the other place to here, like that. So many activities are there as a DBA, as a network people, as a storage admin people. In real time, they will have a lot of work to do. So a single person cannot do it. Okay, network means a single person cannot do. A normal company itself, a single person cannot do. Minimum 2 to 3 people will be there. Similarly for network or DBA or storage. So these people, network admin means some 3 network admins might be there. See, for example, if it is CTS company, means some 10 people or 20 people might be there for network work itself, for network role itself. So the users, those people are the users or the owners, because they are able to create something. They have the permission to create something. So if any person have the privilege or the permission to create something, they are called as the owners. Can you follow, Ritesh and
Yes.
Jonas?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we are saying that, see, network, one group is there, DBA, one group is there. Next one is others. See, they don't they don't fall under the owner or the group, but just they are others. Others means what? Like maybe project manager we saw here, no? See, team lead or project manager. They won't be much involved in the low level. Simply they might run the script and they might want to see. See, team lead means he is not going to work on it, just he will run the script, or he might read the file. Okay, but project manager, he is not going to read the file, just executing that script is enough for project manager. He's not going to work deeply on it, right? So these developers, DBAs, these people only want the read, write and execute permission, whereas this team lead can have only the read permission, and this project manager can have only the execute permission. Okay, so this project manager can have only the execute permission, whereas team lead can only read permission is enough for the team lead. He is not going to write anything, just he is going to monitor. So team lead, just he is going to read it. Just he's open, he'll open the file and he'll just read it. See, a.text we created yesterday, no? That file I created. So I am the owner. So I am who I am a developer. Okay. So I have all the permissions like read, write, execute, all the permissions I have here. Right? So I am the owner or the user, which I have created this file. Right, read, write, execute. Whereas team lead, according to the role, if he is a team lead, he is not going to write any code. So just he wants to read the file. Project manager, he doesn't want to read the file, just he is going to run the script. That's it. Okay, just double click and he will just see the output. Project manager. Right, so depends on the role we are giving the permissions like this. Okay. So now here we said no owner or user. Next one is group and others. Others means they don't fall under this thing and all, and they are not falling under this group at all. So these people are others. Okay, the people not owner or group. They don't fall under. They are neither owners nor groups. Just they are other people, right? So now we will see here the permissions we saw, right? Like read, write, execute here. This read, write and execute are the permissions. Here read, then write, then execute. Okay, these are the three permissions. Now we should know that if it is, even though I am the owner, some files I might want to give only read and write permission. Some files I might want to give myself execute permission only. Or some files I might want to give only write permission. Like that we can give. Depends. Okay. So let's see here. See, the first hyphen I said, no, this is a normal file. If it is a normal hyphen is there, it is a normal file. If it is D is there, directory as we said. Now you can see read, write here. Read, write, that is the first 3 lines are for the owner, okay, or the user who has created the file. And next to 3 dots, no, 3 lines, this is for group, okay, and the other 3 are for others, okay. So the first hyphen is for, it is a normal file, to show that it is a normal file, and the first 3 lines are for the owner, okay. Next 3 lines are for the group, and next 3 lines are for others. Can you follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so The first hyphen is for, it is a normal file. And the next three, these three are for owner. And the next three for group. And the other three for others. Right? Now you can see this owner doesn't have execute permission at all. Isn't it? Here, the next three you can see, group doesn't have any permission. Hyphen hyphen means no permission at all. 0. The permission is 0. The next three you can see it is 0 for others. Means only the owner can read and write. Even the owner cannot execute this file. Okay. The next file which we created, a.text we created. Now this is a configuration file. .cfg means it is the configuration file. So this a.text means this file you can see here. See, I can read and write, but I don't have execution permission. Okay. Similarly, group, if I am falling under some group, means those group people can only read the file. They don't have the right permission. They cannot edit this file, or they cannot execute. They cannot run the script as well. Okay. So similarly, this one, others. Others means they have only the read permission. They don't have write. They don't have execute permission. Can you follow this, guys? The second one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So now what we will do, we will just, here for the read, we are giving 4 value. Okay. Write, we are giving 2 value. And for execute, we are giving 1. Okay. So overall it is 7. Overall permission of a, for particular either owner or group or others, we are giving 7 is the total value. Okay. So now you can see here. So here for owner it is only 4 plus 2 6. Others are, that is others and group are 0 only. So 600 for this configuration file. Okay. For this a.text you see 6. How much here? 6 and 4. Isn't it? For read it is 2, 4. For read it is 4. For write it is 2. And for execute it is 1. Okay. The value we are giving for read, it is 4. Okay. So when you go here, you can see that, see, owner has 6. And the group has only 4. And others have 4 only. Similarly here you say how much it is. Owner has how much?
I'm trying to understand it.
Owner has 7, isn't it? Yes, Junas and Ritesh. Can you follow this? How we are calculating?
No, ma'am.
Okay. See. Okay, nothing. See, this read, write, execute. No, read means 4. Write means 2. Execute means 1. So add all these. Owner has how much now?
Ma'am, how read is 4? That is
No, that is the stable value. That is the default value we are giving. If it is read means 4 we have to give. If it is write means 2 we have to give. To calculate how much permission I have, in terms of numerical method, we are using this. Okay. See, the permissions by default we have here. The permissions 4 to 1 or by default we have here. So access permissions like absolute method and first one is absolute method. Here the next one is absolute method means only we'll say either read, write, execute, only this one. See, like this. Okay. Second method is numerical method. In numerical method, what we'll do, we are giving the value for this. That is, for read, we are giving 4. And for write, we are giving 2. And for execute, we give 1. Okay. See, for example, I am creating one file, b.text I am creating. Okay. And for this file, I want to give permission like hyphen. Hyphen means it is a normal file, right? Now, see, like this I have given. Then what is the permission? Tell me. For owner, how much is the permission? This one.
4.
Owner has, read is for what? 4.
5.
5. Very good. So owner has 5. Okay. Group has
4.
4. Good. Others
4.
4. So that's all. The permission of this one is 544. So as a numerical method, we can calculate the permission like this. Either you can give like this or else like this.
X stand for execute.
Which one? X. Yeah, X for execute. Okay. So now let's create one file. See, like this I have given. So how much is the value now?
655.
Okay.
6, 5.
Very good. So 6, 5, 1.
1.
Okay. Fine. So by default, any file is created, it will be created with this value only. That is the ca.text we created, no? So this value contains how much?
544.
6, no? Read and write.
6, 4. 6, 4.
644. 6 for the first one. Because write is 2, no? 4 plus 2, 6. So this is only 4 and this is only 4. Okay, so 644. By default, whatever the file you are creating, it will be created with the default permission called 644. Okay, so from this what we learned is the default permission for the file is 644. Okay. Fine. So now directory, let's calculate how much it is. See, this is the directory. So this one, how much?
Seven. 7, 5, 5.
Very good. That's it. So directory, it is 755. That's all. So the default permission for the directory is 755. Okay. So this is also an important question, guys. For the interview, what is the default permission for the file, normal file? It's 644. And the default permission for the directory, it is 755. So this one you should know. Okay. Now, till this, are you clear, both of you?
Yes.
Yeah, 10.
Directory, how it is 7?
Here we saw, no? See, read, write, execute. All the three are there.
Read 4.
Read is
Compute.
4. Write is 2. Execute is 1.
6. Okay, okay.
Okay, so 7, 5, 5 for the directory test. By default, it is creating with that permission. Okay. Now, let's try to change the permission. Okay. See, by default, it is getting created as 644, 755. Excuse me. So it's creating, right? So to change, I want to change the permission. So to change the permission of the files and directories. So what we'll do? So the command is chmod. Okay. Change mod. chmod. Change mod means the permission we can change. Okay. So change mod, you give the permission. Say for example, 644, no, the file. So let's give some, for example, for the owner, I'll give all the permission and I'll disable the permission for both group and others. Okay. So change mod 700 a.text. I can give like this. Means only the owner can read, write, execute everything. Whereas the others and group, they can't do anything. Okay. So let's do that. See, change mod 700 I'm giving. Okay. A.text. Now you list it. See, you can see the difference here. A.text. You can see it was 644 was there. Now you can see A.text color has changed because all the permission I have given for the owner. So if I give all the permission for the owner, then it will become green color. Okay. So now we can see here what is the difference between these two. This A.text and this A.text. You can see the difference. See. So this is just read, write only I'm able to give. Owner can give. Group can only read and others can only read. Whereas here I have disabled both. For group and others they cannot read. Only the owner can read, write, execute I have given. Can you follow?
Yes.
Okay, you can try this.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Done. Very good. How about one more?
How
Only-
to
Yeah.
unlock the screen? It's always
Just control alt delete. How to unlock the screen? Just press inside the window. That's it. Just press the mouse there. Just click there inside the window. Or else type enter.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Enter is working.
Starting you feel like that, later on you'll be used to it.
no such file directory.
Which one? A.text you have not created?
No, ma'am.
No issues. Just you can give the command like this. See, touch a.text like this you give. This will create an empty file. Touch a.text you type and enter.
Touch. Oh,
Okay.
I have to type touch.
Yeah, type touch. You can see my screen, no? Touch space a.text like this you type and enter. You'll be able to see the a.text file.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you just change the permission like this. Are you able to do?
No, ma'am. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. I'll make you do. Who, Junasa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, I can share your screen. Yeah, list it now. Just type. No worries. Enter. So you can see a.text, the second line.
Yes.
700 you can see. See 7, read, write, execute, all the permissions. And for group, nothing. And for others also, nothing. Okay. Now you create touch b.text. Ritesh, you also do the same. Touch b.text. Enter. Now just list it. So you can see b.text in the 5th line.
Yes, ma'am.
So how much the permission you can see? See 644 you can see.
Yes.
Right. So now you change mode you do. Change mode 700 b.text. Change mode means chmod. Chmod, no a. chmod space 700 space b.text. Enter. Now list it. You can see the color also has changed and 700 is there. Okay. So previously it was 644 was the default permission. It's been changed now to 700. Okay.
To instantly create a file, the command is touch.
Yeah, touch. We'll create some empty files now. Ritesh, are you able to do Ritesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now let me share my screen. And Jonas, you can come out.
Yes.
I'll become the host. I'll share my screen. So now, see, touch command is to create empty files. So touch to create empty files. Okay. So what you can give is touch some, for example, f.text. Okay, f1.text. Can you please put in mute? Someone is unmuted. F2.txt. Similarly, F3.txt, F4.txt. Like this, some 5 files you can create. See, the single line you can give touch f.txt space f1.txt space f2.txt space f3.txt space f4.txt. Like this you do and enter. See, I'll create the files. Touch F1 or simply F1 also you can create. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 like this. So 5 files are created. Now you just, okay, just do this and then you can list all the files. LL you give. So you can see all the files here. So to get the job, one shortcut is whatever the expectation is there that we have to satisfy. Okay. So like I would suggest instead of like studying like research oriented intensively. Okay. Whatever is being expected, we have to make ourselves ready for it. That's enough. Okay. So we have to know, we have to learn all these important commands and where it is used, why it is used, how it is used. That's enough. Okay, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now you have created like this. Just create the files like this and list it. You can see here these files like this.
Yes, ma'am. It is fine.
Fine. So now what we will do, I'll give you this exercise. You just do. Change mode. I'll just give. So only for F1. You, because the default permission it is 644, isn't it? Let's change it to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's change this to 421. F2. Change this to 241. F3. We'll change it to 142. F4. 6. 6 is already there. So let me give 5, 4, 2. F5. 4 to 5. Like this. Like this, it change the permission. Hello. So done, guys. Let me know once done.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay, good. How about Jonas?
It's showing only R.
Showing only?
R only. It's showing.
So are you giving like this change mod chmod, chmod, then this permission 421, then F1 like that. Enter. See, change mod 421 F1 like this. When you list it, you should be able to see like this. F1 color is changed and its permission 421.
Only R it's showing in
Means?
honor in place of honor.
Okay, so how about 421 you gave or 400 you gave?
421, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. Share your screen.
In
Yeah.
here also, ma'am. F1 it's showing F1 it's showing R only in honor's place.
Yeah, share your screen.
Ma'am, here
Uh.
it's R only it's showing. It's means
Yeah, that
4.
is for owner. That is what we gave, no? Like 4 to 1 we gave. So 4 for owner, 2 for group. That is what right it shows. 4 we studied, no? For read it is 4. And for write it is 2. And for execute 1. Isn't it? So we gave 4. 4 means only owner will have only 4. 4 is for what? Read. And
Okay, ma'am. If it was 7, then it is all for the
yes,
honor.
yes, correct. So change mod 700 you give.
Okay. Ma'am.
Change mod 700 F1 you give. Enter listed. So you can get, you can see read, write, execute. Just double click on it on the top. See F1, you can see read, write, execute. So owner can do all the permissions. The other permissions we have removed from others and group. Can you follow?
Yes.
Yeah, change mod, you give some permission, whatever you want. You just give the file name. So this is how we have to do this. Okay. Fine. So some more 4 minutes we have. We'll just see this Linux interview questions. Okay, I'll share you this. Just while you have time, you can go through. Okay. Yeah.
Please give this the number in the group so that I can.
Yeah. I'll share you the text. Okay. The material I'll share you. No issues. No worries. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, also the graph, like the owner and project manager, these graphs also. It will be better for understanding.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
This PPT you want. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this Linux interview question, guys. See, what are the basic components or components of Linux? Okay, what are the components of Linux? They ask. So the basic. Yeah, please put in mute, guys. So, see, the basic elements or components of Linux is you can see kernel, shell, programs or utilities. That is, we are typing now CD, PWD, LL. So these are all the programs or utilities. Okay, and then libraries. So library files and documentation. We saw no the directory called documents like that. So what are the basic elements or components of Linux means we should be
Ma'am,
able
what
to
is the
say.
library?
Libraries or the files which contains already built-in code. So see, for example, LL means LL won't work directly. It will go to the library. From there, it will find out. Have you gone through C language?
No,
C
no.
language, okay. No issues. See, for example, mathematical function, if we are going to the calculator, if you are doing, okay, sin x means sin some value might have been loaded already. Okay. Some values are already loaded that you call it as libraries. Already built-in functions will be there. Built-in code will be there inside the libraries. Okay. So that's why it has to understand, no, whenever we are typing LL, it has to understand what it has to do. So what it will do, it will go inside the library and check what it has to do. It will understand and then it will do for us. Okay. So that is the libraries and documentation. So the documents directory and all we saw, right? So it contains the material about Linux. Okay. So when we are saying the basic elements, you have to say all these five like kernel, shell, programs or utilities like VI file name you're giving. So that is a program or utility. And libraries, as I said, pre-built functions will be there. And documentation is a directory which contains all the material about it. Like, say for example, we went no edelivery.com. So, or oracle.com. Simply oracle.com if you go. You can see the slides or documents like this you can see, or blogs.oracle.com if you go. About Oracle, the products, about Oracle's products, everything you can see here. Okay, inside the blogs. See, these are all the documentation, docs. Okay, so that is what we are referring here. Okay, so just go through this and we'll see it in the next class. I'll share you anyway. If you find time, you just study this. Okay. Fine, guys. If you have any doubts, let me know in the group. Okay.
Which file we have saved in the Linux? How can we see that? Where I can see.
Which file? A.txt. This
Right.
one.
Yeah, ma'am, the homework you have given in previous class that you have to create a file in desktop documents like two files and there is 2 lines. So where we can see that?
See here CD you get You can see now while you are listing, you are able to see desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, all these, right? So just CD and give the name of the directory. CD documents, list it. You should be able to see the file, whatever you have created. If you have created under them, you can see CD, just give the directory name and list it. See new.txt we have created. Like this it will show.
In the desktop here, in your example, like desktop, there is total, it is showing total 4, it's showing. But how can see all the total 4?
No, total 4 means only one file we can see, our own file, but the other files might be some hidden files. Okay, so if you want to see all the files, you can give ll-a. See like this, you can see. Here you can see total 8 again. So 8 means the previous directory also it will say. See here inside you have these 4 files, then 5 files you have, no, all these it will say 8. So -a means hidden files also it will show. Hidden file as well as the previous directory. See before desktop, the previous directory was /root, isn't it? So under /root also how many files were there, like that it will show you the items. So just LL means only inside this desktop it will show how much it is.
Yes,
so ll-a means including the hidden files it will show as well as the previous directory cd double dot and cd dot. You can see here, see cd dot is what? The desktop directory, because directory it contains, right? So desktop is a directory. So dot means present directory. Double dot means the previous one. Previous one is what? /root. Okay. So including that, it will show you like this. 4 or 3 like that it will show.
And can you see it in home? Home.
In which one?
Home icon. Linux home icon.
Home icon. Yeah. Here. Yeah, double click it. You can see like this. See all the items. So double click it inside the desktop. You can see like this. Home is /root. So /root contains all these directories, and inside you can see all this, the files, the folders, everything. Okay. So whatever we are seeing in the terminal, everything you can see in the GA format. In the graphical user interface format, you can see all these directories: music, downloads, documents, pictures, videos, trash, computer, browse network, connect to server, like this. Okay. Just here. Yeah.
It's showing just when I was practicing, it's meantime it's showing that the volume bar has only 96.9 MB disk space remaining. So will it be any problem?
No problem.
Examine or ignore the two option that it's showing.
Yeah, ignore you can. Ignore you will get.
But what is different? Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
What is the difference between single dot and double dot? That is showing under.
That is that single dot means it is the present directory. Present directory is what? Desktop, no? That is what it means. And double dot means previous directory. That is /root. So it will say that from root I have come to desktop. That is the meaning. And here under this desktop I have this file. That is the meaning. Okay. Any other doubts you have, guys? As of now, no. You can work on it and let me know. Okay, in the group we'll discuss if you have any doubts. Let me know.
Okay.
Fine, guys. Let's wind up. Ritesh and Jonas.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me.
I just tell their taste, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Okay.